You're listening to Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Happy New Year's! And welcome back to the Mushie Moment with myself and my awesome co-host. I've even forgot which way to go. Reverend Cindy. We're live today on Tuesday, January 9th, 2024 on paceradio.net, CBG TV, and streaming everywhere.
I was wondering if you were going to say 2024 or 2023.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I got to remember 2024. Yeah, into the new year, even past the first week.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. Lots of stuff happening this new year.
Yeah, it's we're only 9 days in, and it's already been a big year.
How was the end of the old one for you?
Pretty amazing, actually. I spent New Year's at a friend's place. We had an outdoor bonfire, so we had an outdoor party going on. It wasn't that cold, so it was nice. Lots of joints, lots of mushrooms.
Nice.
And how about you?
Well, I got all set up, and I showed up where a friend of mine was doing a cacao ceremony, and I'd smoked a few joints and done some mushrooms. It was all good, and I was sitting there a little ahead of time and went, hey, I'm 5 minutes from the house. So I'm going to go and let my dog out. So I came home and let Meek out, and then I laid down and petted her and fell asleep and missed New Year's. It was actually awesome.
Yeah, because personally for you, New Year's is not a good day.
No, that's one of my trigger days. That's the anniversary of my girls being torn apart by the dog. And normally I don't have a good New Year's, but I spent the earlier part of the day with my girls. It was good. Life is good. Yeah.
And then cuddled with your dog.
Yep.
Who is like what? 8.5.
Almost 18 and a half.
19?
What's that?
So he's like 8 months away from turning 19?
Yeah. She's well on the way into 18, and we didn't even think that, at 16, we figured that was going to be it. But to the miracles of CBD and the same mushrooms, that we have for our health, the 7 mushroom blend, and they've got, got the Puppy Power Plus at -ease.com, along with the Mika drops. The Puppy Power Plus is Mika approved. And she's, wow. I just say thank you. Thank you for every extra moment I get. She's taught me more about unconditional love than any being on this planet. And
pretty amazing puppy.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, he still takes her on walks from time to time at a local off-leash dog park. So it's a good hike down to the end of the beach and back. And this almost 19-year-old dog makes it without issue most of the time.
Yeah, when it's cold, she slows down. I got to up the CBD a bit and whatnot, get her on heating pads a little. Those back legs, they got a little arthritis going.
But she doesn't like to get help.
Huh, isn't that funny? Huh.
She actually will tell Steve off if Steve goes to help her over, like when she's walking along and she comes to a log that she's gotta get over, she'll stop and she'll be sizing it up, and Steve will help her over the log. Well, boy, howdy, she doesn't like that. Like, what are you doing? These are my friends. Stop doing this in front of my friends.
Oh yeah, she's like, just stop it, leave me alone. Then she'll run and show me that she can I'm okay. You know, then we get home and she just falls asleep for like 18 hours.
Yeah, but she puts her heart and soul into those walks, and she absolutely loves them. So I'm rooting for her to hit 19.
So am I.
Yeah.
So am I. Miracles happen all the time.
I'm very blessed. I feel very blessed for you. No matter when she goes, you've got a lot of extra days out of her, and with her, and a lot of wonderful moments. But I'm still rooting for 19. And when she hits 19, I'll root for 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is from that time when I'd actually called to put her down and I focused, I was going to be putting her down, and then she got up and yelled. I gave her CBD and she got up. And, hey, I'm holding off for right now. Since that time, I've been conscious of making a shitload of happy memories, which is pretty awesome. Because when you start writing the program of consciously making happy memories, it doesn't just have to be with God. So it's opened up a cool part of my life.
And also, since that time, of course, you take her to the dog park I was just talking about, and people comment on her and ask you about her a lot. That opens up conversations. And through those conversations, you haven't just helped Mika, but there is a long list of dogs.
I get a lot of thank you, and yeah, there's a lot of people there that have started utilizing the CBD and the 7 mushrooms with their dogs, and I just get messages that light up my heart and light up my soul. It's beautiful. I need to share them more. I need to share them with like John and Cease as well, because I tend to get them and go, "Woo, this is so awesome," and then I don't share them, and I really should, because we get so many people just saying, "Thank you for changing our lives. Thank you for changing our dogs' lives."
Well, there's one dog in particular that I can never remember her owner's name, and yeah, I don't know if he would be happy if we mentioned it on here or not, but we can talk about the dog. And I remember the dog. You know what I mean? And I've had the pleasure of meeting this dog, and she is just such a beautiful dog, and you have helped her just as much, if not more, than what you've helped Mika. Because the story is almost identical. He had an appointment to let her go, and he had made peace with that, and it was going to happen, that night or the next morning, and then he met you and Mika.
I like the way you make that sound. That sounds awesome.
Well, it's the truth.
But it was, yeah, and Tessa's still alive, and it's over a year since we met, and yeah, and I just get hugs and cuddles whenever she sees me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she knows, and you know that her and Mika have talked in dog language about what you do. So it's, those are just 2 of the success stories with animals that you have. And I think that that's pretty amazing. The fact that you're not just helping humans, but you're helping all, beings of energy.
Trying.
Yeah.
Trying. The more I learn, the more it just gets awesome. Awesomer. Is that a word? If it isn't, we're making it up now.
Yeah,
awesome.
It is. It's our word today. Cheers. Yeah. Yeah. So what else have you been up to so far this year?
Well, let's see. I got an eye fixed. I had one of my cataracts taken out and a nice new lens, and I have to say it's absolutely amazing to see people's faces, to see street signs and be able to read them, to read license plates. Actually, I'm kind of looking at things going, man, geez, good thing when it would get tough at night, I'd just go home, because yeah, having those things sucked. I can't wait to get this one done now.
Less than a month.
Now it's the buggy one. It's the one that makes it all blurry, and so that to see clearly, I go like this and close that one eye, and then it's like, oh yeah, there we go. It's a whole new world, actually. It really is. I realized that, like, people would ask me, "Oh, where is this place?" And I don't know. Well, I know how to get there, and I know whereabouts it is, but I can't tell you the directions. And the first thing I noticed when I went driving, like the next day after I had my surgery, was I could read the street signs.
Just FYI, he's not supposed to be using his eye like that soon after surgery, right?
Well, are you going to make me tell the story about getting crap because I put that big bottle cap over my eye and drew an eyeball on it, and made a bunch of funnies, and then my buddy got a hold of me and said, "What are you doing?" And, this surgery's it's a serious surgery, and if you bugger it up, you can be blind. Like, what are you doing? Did you read the thing of what you're supposed to do? And I was like, well, I read a few of them papers, but they handed me this huge stack. And he goes, find the one about the post-surgery. So I get in there, and it's like, you're not supposed to lift over 20 pounds. Shouldn't really even bend over to tie up your shoe. Nothing to put pressure on the ocular aspect. Keep it clean. Keep crap away from it. And there's me with a old pill bottle cap. Hey, how you doing? Whoa, Mr. Comedy. But I learned, so now I'm taking care of it, and I have my drops, and I put my drops in. I'm doing them properly because I realized, this is a not so subtle message, and I'm hearing it. So, yeah. And the miracle of being able to see, like, seriously, in the screen here, when I look at our backdrops and I can see what the pictures are and things in behind, it was all just colors to me before.
Yeah, and now you can see my mushroom painting.
Yes, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's been it's going to be life-changing for you, especially once you get that second eye done. It's going to help you with driving.
Oh, it's going to help me with everything. I haven't been able to read a book in years. I can read a phone because there's a backlight that blows the stuff out. It cuts through the fog. But to sit and read a book, it just wouldn't happen because the center of my vision everything was blurry. Right? So I've just learned, I just learned that when I would talk to people, I would look off to the side and they would think I was dissociating, but I'm not. From the side, I could see you because the side of my vision still had focus. So I would just drift my eyes over, and then but I wasn't realizing I was doing it. I'm just looking at you in the only way I can actually see you. And people would think I was actually dissociating. So I'm learning now, just kind of look more at them. But now I'll actually be able to see them. It won't just be blurry.
Crazy.
So what do you got going on?
What have I got going on? Oh boy, what have I got going on? Well, we went to Christmas break, and I was still finishing up my cacao course. We did our online ceremony together. I've got one more thing to do so I can officially be done the course. I'm going to ask your help for that. I basically have to record, I have to run a cacao ceremony and record it so my instructor can watch it. She wants to see what we have planned and be able to give advice on, she likes this, maybe add this in here, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm excited to do that and get it done. I had a fantastic Christmas. Lots of time with family and friends. I went and did a Newfoundland tradition this year down here on the East Coast in Newfoundland. On December 23rd, we call it, and I know I'm in Nova Scotia, but I'm half Newfoundlander. We call December 23rd Tibbs Eve down here. And Tibbs Eve is, Christmas Eve. It's the day that we take to go spend with our friends before we have to, take all of the family obligations. And, we've got a few days of nothing but family, et cetera, et cetera. So we have Tibbs Eve. And in Newfoundland, back in, crazy drinking days, they would dress up in outrageous costumes of whatever they could find around the house. They would mask themselves. They would add pillows to make them bigger. And, men would dress, in their women's, and their ladies stuff. So they'd have a bra on over their, pajamas and a house coat on over that. And they'd, take the old mops and they'd make what we call ugly sticks. So they'd make little humans, like little people looking thing with these, mops and whatnot. And the mop would be the hair. And they would go from house to house and they'd walk into a house and the people that were there, that lived there, would have to guess who they are and serve them a drink. And then they'd get the people of the house all dressed up and they'd go off to the next house together and they'd walk in. And again, the owners of the house would have to, guess who they are and serve them a drink. And when I was a kid and first learned of this, I said, oh, that's adult Halloween. That's what I used to call it as a young child. So this year, one of my best friends is, she just loves Newfoundland and everything about it. She's had the joy of actually making it over there twice now in the past couple of years. Never ever during Christmas season. One of her dreams, so to speak, was always to be part of a mummering experience. Because we call ourselves mummers as we're mummering along and getting drinks. And so I gathered a group of people and we all dressed up in whatever we had. And we put on masks, because you put on a hat and you take a tea towel and cut out eyes and wear it as a mask. And, you do your best to not let the people know. And we descended upon my friend's house and we mummered. But we mummered for joints, not for drinks. You weren't moving. I wasn't sure if you were frozen.
No, I'm just listening.
So we got there and her 7-year-old daughter absolutely loved the experience. It was a lot of fun. And it was, probably one of my top experiences of this past Christmas because it was just pure joy. There was nothing involved except for stealing clothes from my dad's closet and, doing up a mop. So we had an ugly stick and it was just so much fun. And then of course, time with my family, my grandkids had a blast. I had a bonfire for New Year's Eve. It was absolutely fantastic. And then I hunkered down and yesterday I started this incredible course. It's an online course with a 2-week in-house practicum at the end in Mexico. So it is it's a 5 MEO training course. And you don't just get training on 5 MEO, you get training on integration. When we go down, we get training on how to serve the medicine properly by serving each other. We do it in various different ways. We have to do a couple little presentations, few exams, and it scares the bejumpins out of me, but yet excites me completely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we had our first course or our first class yesterday, and it was just the introduction class. So it was the instructors and everybody that works with them, and then all 15 of us that are involved in the course. We introduced each other and or ourselves to each other, and I was one of the last few people to speak at the end of it. And when we were introducing each other, so I sat there and I listened to everybody, and I am in course with doctors and therapists and people that have been working with psychedelics for 10 plus years. And I'm very, very much the newbie in the course. And, that excites me, and it makes me wonder what the people who are holding the course saw in me to accept me in amongst all of these people that they accepted. So I'm pretty honored and pretty pleased, and I'm intending to rock the fuck out of the course.
I think that's incredible.
Thanks.
And then follows that question. Wow, did you see yourself here a year ago?
No. I actually made a post on Facebook earlier today, I believe it was, and I went with 5 years ago because 5 years ago was just as I had found microdosing. I had gotten myself clean off most things using cannabis, And I was still drinking from time to time. And when I drank, it got very out of control. So 5 years ago, because I still drank from time to time, if I were to envision something for myself, it scared the fuck out of me, because I didn't see myself doing very well if I was here at all. So no, I didn't see myself here. I saw myself dead of alcohol poisoning or by my own hand because of depression. That's where I saw myself. And look at me now.
Isn't it awesome to learn healing is possible?
It is. It is. And, you know, the other thing I said in the post is, I mean, I only got here because people didn't give up on me. There were enough people that didn't give up on me that I didn't give up on myself. And I know by talking to different people, you know, not a lot, but enough. A lot of the people that end up in addiction or, you know, homeless because of addiction, it you know, focuses around addiction and mental health. A lot of these people have people turn their backs on them constantly. A lot of these people end up with no support from family and friends. And therefore, because people keep giving up on them, they eventually give up on themselves. Because, and that makes me super sad. Like because the people continuously give up on them, they give up on themselves. And eventually that will lead to suicide or overdose or just a multitude of disgusting things that you never want to see. So if you have family or friends that are depressed, that have PTSD or inactive addiction, don't give up on them. Because your love and the fact that you keep reaching your hand out is probably the reason why they're still alive today. So never, ever give up on them. I am walking, talking proof that somebody can be seeing themselves as dead in a year and then end up 5 years later taking a course to learn how to administer psychedelic medication and help people integrate after they use the psychedelic medication.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Thanks.
And thank you. I very deeply felt those words.
Well, you are somebody who inspires those words, because I have told you on many occasions that I believe that you have kept your daughters alive because you have never given up on them.
Well, that was a gift that I got on New Year's Day, was they actually told me that.
Yeah.
That was pretty, you know, as a father of kids in addiction and having, you know, done the studying and reading and gone to group and done all the stuff that I've done, I had a battle going in my own head for quite a few months now. And it was about enabling, what are the boundaries, you know, where is the line on being a loving father, loving, caring father, to being somebody enabling them in their addiction. And I've struggled with it. And that struggle has caused fights between me and my daughters, because I hit the point where I go, okay, this is the line. Now I don't know where any fucking lines are. I have complex PTSD. My lines are way past everybody else's. I don't know where people draw lines. So I'm looking and I go, okay, this is the line. This is it. This is it. I can't deal with you anymore. It's time to go. Da da da. And I pull myself hard and, you know, make it so that I could be angry while I was letting them go. And it never sat right with me, and it never sat right with them. And it always was regret, because if the last thing you're saying is something negative and they overdose and die, well, then you get to live with that. And, you know, I fought with, where is that line? Where is that line? And I would ask, where is this line? Where is it? Like, I can't see it. All I can do is, and then I realized I had to push my head back and let my heart step forward. And I realized I have to do whatever it is that satisfies my heart. And I have to shut the brain off because the heart needs to be okay. So I would do things that I go, I'm pretty sure people would call this enabling. I'm pretty sure I'm just enabling here, but it doesn't matter. I have to do it because my heart tells me I have to. And on New Year's Day, I got to hear them both tell me. They thanked me for never, ever giving up. They thanked me for always appearing when I was needed. They thanked me for always caring even when I get mad. And then Katie said, Dad, if you'd have given up on us, and then Jesse said, we wouldn't be alive right now. We'd have given up. So thank you for never giving up. So if you have loved ones in addiction, don't ever give up and let them know they're loved. Everybody needs to know they're loved.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, yes, I shed tears, but they're some of the fucking happiest tears I've shed in a long time. I, like you, am learning and have learned that healing is possible.
Yeah.
And they, through me watching us, are going, at this point, they're going, for a while they were going, we think it's possible. And now they're going, we believe it's possible. And I already know it's possible. So now it's time to just make shit happen.
Absolutely. And this gives us a good moment to go for a quick break, to dry our eyes, and we will be right back with more beautiful, loving, uplifting stories of what we've gone through in the past couple of weeks, and we'll maybe even talk about what we hope to do this year. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is...
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor? If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Cannabis edibles are an effective way to manage pain and other ailments, especially when you deal with your trusted partner, Legacy 420, in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. You see, we lab test every product on site to ensure proper dosage every time, which is critical when consuming cannabis edibles. All Legacy 420 edibles are made by our classically trained baker and chocolatier, and we also have super tasty vegan options.
Our baker has been in the industry for 25 years. She's also a chocolatier. Everything from savory to sweet, your chocolate bars, brownies, butter tarts, you name it, we make it.
Talk to our knowledgeable Cannatex about our incredible variety available. Give your trusted partners a call. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
And go ahead.
Welcome back to the Mushie Moment, streaming live to you here at paceradio.net and CBG TV.
Okay, so we opened the door to we chatted with your girls here earlier, and I know that we are all because of the series that we did with your girls and Marnie and yourself. Why don't you tell us what the girls are up to? Because you said something interesting. You said that they were starting to believe that it is completely possible that they can recover. So how are they doing?
They're still alive, so that's always good. Things are coming together. There's a lot of cool things on the offing. And I get scared when I have to say things because announcing one's plans is a surefire way to hear God laugh. And I've heard God laugh a few times in the last couple of days when I've made plans. But I had an idea at one point, and it was, hey, the spirit plant medicine aspect of life is helping me heal. And then it's helping you heal. And I'm meeting people that it's helping in addictions that heal. And there's many modalities in the plant medicine. It's like a lot of people, especially with me, they just think mushrooms. But that's, that isn't the reality. It's just a thought pattern. But there's lots of modalities, right from cacao for the heart, the hape for the connection between the soul and the spirit and our passed on relatives, etc. The aspects of ayahuasca for the journeys for certain people, the iboga for journeys. Ibogaine and iboga in the world of addiction is very, very powerful. 5-MeO, and I'm learning that how powerful 5 is in the world of addiction. And there's kratom for curbing cravings. There's a lot of modalities to help a person out of addiction. And if they've not found it through the traditional recovery ways, I've met lots that have found it through traditional indigenous ways.
Yeah.
So they've been watching some of the healing happen, and they've reached out and they've asked, they've said, hey, we're watching you heal and we're interested. And I've been speaking with people in the various fields and, saying, I have an idea. I detoxed them once using the Phoenix Tear style or full extract cannabis oil, the FICO. I detoxed them once. And when I detoxed them was after the after the dog attack. And they were still full of holes. It was $100 a day putting bandages on all of those holes. And I detoxed them using cannabis oil, and they weren't in pain. And And it was a conversation with a doctor that changed the direction that was going. But what I did learn is that you can detox somebody off of fentanyl with cannabis oil. And I've had a couple other instances where I've helped somebody detox off of meth and crack utilizing cannabis oil. They say there's nothing that can detox people off that. It's like, well, I don't know now. I haven't looked into it in the last couple of years, and a lot of stuff has changed. But I know that it works. And, you know, the universe has put in my healing path a bunch of the modalities. So I've got microdosing, I've got mushrooms, I've become a 5-MeO facilitator. I'm becoming a cacao facilitator. I understand the aspect of hape, and I have the ability to learn it. What I don't have gathered has come into my circle. So the people I look up to with those medicines have come into my circle. And I said, you know, I had a vision. And the vision is there is a way to get out of that and to heal, not just to be stuck in the loop of I'm an addict. You know, one thing that I don't mean to sound negative in any way to any form of recovery, but one of the things that hurts my heart was going to the meetings and listening to people say, hi, I'm an addict and my name is. Because I understand how powerful words and language are. And your DNA and your body is listening every time you say that. And honestly, you know, one of my mantras is, I am healed. I am healed. Totally and completely, I am healed. I want my body and my brain and every cell in my body to understand and believe that I am healed. It's our core belief and understanding that shapes our reality. What is that 33% spontaneous healing aspect? You know, that's a belief system. People believe, they create, they make. We program ourselves with our beliefs. And if you have to run that belief program, in everything I've learned, that's hurting you. You know, and I learned that for everything out there, there's remedy. And if you can't find the remedy in mankind, then look to nature. And, you know, I had a little vision, and it was like, well, if you detox with this, and then you utilize this, this, and this, and, you know, like the kratom, the amanita in a microdose form, cuts the cravings, the microdosing of the psilocybin with the adaptogens, curb the cravings, squish the amygdala so the fear doesn't generate, bring some calm, introduce the hape and the 5 in to bring the calm and the, you know, the essence of, because in addiction, you're in so much chaos that calm does not exist. So you have to learn to exist in a calm. So you've got to be taught. You've got to bring yourself. You know it because that's where you're from. But you've created so much energy because we can amplify. We're batteries that can generate negative, generate positive, or amplify that that's around us into more positive, more negative, or transgress it from positive into negative. You know, we need to realize that we actually have that power. And you can, if you don't believe me, do an experiment. Wait till your friends are all in a room laughing, walk in there, and just start yelling, son of a bitch, mother, blah, 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 and get angry. And watch the energy change. Walk into a room where people are arguing and fighting and bring the energy up. Watch it change. We all have the ability to shift and change energy. And it really comes down from inside. It's our energy. And we need to use it to heal ourselves. Now, over Christmas, I did a little meltdown video that I had recorded for myself. I put it on Instagram. but it was a moment where I make little videos when I'm feeling emotions. I finally got myself into a point of awareness where I'll throw my camera on so I can record myself having that emotion. Because when I'm having it, I can't analyze it. And again, I don't know where the lines are. So when I watch the video, it's no longer me, it's somebody else. So I'm watching a video of somebody I can relate to. It's not me anymore. That's me from the past, doesn't exist anymore. But I can see that person's emotions. I can see how much they're hurting. In that particular video, I hadn't heard from my daughter, Kate. And it was the first Christmas ever that I haven't heard from her by Christmas morning. And I hadn't heard from her from a couple of days, and nobody in our circle had heard from her. So, you kind of, you put that mind shift into, okay, I need to be ready because there's a good possibility she's passed away. Nobody's heard from her by now. There's a good possibility she's passed away. So I figured, okay, this is already a time period where it's triggers for me. This whole period is triggers. It's dog attack and addiction and a whole bunch of crap went on that this is anniversaries on. So I was aware there was going to be triggers, and I was aware I needed to breathe. And I figured I'm going to fill the tub up, throw a bunch of Epsom salts in there, throw a bunch of my pain cream, the cannabis cream in there, and just go have a soak. And I did a little bit of the Hape and a little bit of the insufflation of a tiny bit of 5. And I was laying in the tub and I realized, oh no, this is a moment that it's okay to be emotional. That would be a normal thing. And I'm trying to suppress it all. So I went, okay, well, I don't know what a normal emotion would be, but I know something's about to come out, and I'm going to quit trying to stop things. But I'm going to throw the phone into record, and I'm going to record what comes out. And what came out was years of fear of them overdose, years of fear of them dying. Just lots and lots of fear. And it came out. It needed to come out. There was a lot of tears. It was, it was heartfelt. It was. I knew by the end I was going to post it. By the time I'm reaching the end of that message, I'm realizing this is so powerful. I need to post it, because I realize in that moment that it's already changed my life. Because I'm watching me, I'm talking to me, I'm looking at myself in the phone. I'm looking in my eyes, talking to me. And I can see, that's the thing we never get when we're in that state. We're having a meltdown. We don't see ourselves. It's just random thoughts bouncing everywhere, synapses, neurons, boom, 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 boom. And we don't visually see. That's a very powerful sense. This is a very powerful sense. And when it's just neurons bouncing in our head, we forget and lose millions of those every day. But when you capture it, when you put something there and you capture it, and you see you, you hear you. What I saw was a person that was hurting from the core of their being, that had lived in fear for a long time, that needed a spark of hope. He needed a shoulder to cry on. He needed somebody to say, hey, brother, it's going to be okay. But when I'm in there, I can't be that guy. But as soon as I saw that, I started being that guy. And by the end of that video, I'm talking not to me. I know I'm going to post this. The conversation has already changed in whatever length that video is. And I know it's going to catch people, which it did. People right away, are you okay? Are you okay? Which made me laugh, actually, because I titled the video, I'm okay and I know I'm okay. But it was a massive moment of releasing energy that was pent up fear and darkness. And it enabled me to make room. This vessel's only so big. It only holds so much. And I let out this fear, and I was able to let in immense amounts of love. And I was able to give it to that guy that I was watching, just like I would give it to you if it was you I was watching doing that. If I saw somebody in the street being like I was in there, I'd walk over and ask them if they're okay. I'd give them a shoulder to cry on. We don't do it for ourselves. But when you can see it, you can mentally go, oh, that needs to change. And that's changed forever for me. Like, honestly, if you can have that moment to grab your phone and talk to yourself. If you don't, look in the mirror, at least eye to eye, and talk to yourself. But let yourself emote. Let it out. The more you let out, the more room you get to make for your conscious journey that you're on to put the love back into you. Wow, that was a lot of rambling.
That was like kind of like, crack, you're open.
Yeah, that was pretty good considering earlier I said, yeah, you know what? You're going to do a lot of talking this time because, I don't really feel like talking. Yeah, you're just playing me like a fiddle. On the upside, things are coming together. And people that I admire and have learned from have said, we think that your plan is possible and the vision is possible. And the girls have said, we want to do it. And it's coming together.
The girls haven't just said that they want to do it. They're actually taking steps towards being ready. Yes,
Katie got into an SRO and she's dropping the detoxing the benzos out. She was heavy on the benzo fentanyl, and that's a real killer. And it's hard to detox somebody when they have the benzos in them as well. You can go into seizures and withdrawal seizures, and it can kill you. So, but she started on it herself. She's like, I want to make this happen, and she's they're making the moves. Jesse's cut hers right back. Now I've got to get them to start monitoring their usage because we actually want to get some documentation. We're going to document it all as this goes on. We're going to document it all and do a documentary on it. Who knows where it'll go? I just have faith because everything that's happening is blowing my mind and changing my life. And I know that the world right now needs that spark of light, that hope, that spark of hope and that bit of faith. And I know for a lot of people out there that have followed my daughter's story, they have hope for them. So let's hope that through here, the girls will give them some of that hope back. And it just turns from a spark of hope to a reality. And from there, it turns into a reality for so many more. Because when I started making my products, I just made them for me. I had no idea that there'd be other dogs healing from cancer, people healing from cancer, people. I had no idea. I just went, I need to heal. I can't stay here anymore. So, right now it's like I'm just trying to help my family, and if we make the pathway, it's there for everybody to follow, right? Just like at ease. Thank you, John, for not letting me run away and making us have the company. It's been a fucking beautiful, life-changing journey, and I know that I'm blessed. Okay, your turn.
No, I agree with you. You are very blessed, and so are the people that you have ended up helping. It's a great story, and I'm very hopeful for your girls.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too. I got to say, the weight that came off the minute that they said that. They thanked me for not giving up and told me that that's, in their eyes, that's the reason they're still alive. All of those arguments that I'd had in my head about, enabling where the line was, all of that brain chatter, just useless fucking noise. That's all it was. And I realized that right in that moment, it was like, wow, look at all that wasted energy and brain chatter. And I just had to hang on and hold on to faith. Don't give up. Never give up. In my little video I did, that's what I say in there. Just, it's okay to fall down. Just get back up. Don't give up. If you give up, you teach people it's okay to give up. It's not okay to give up.
Nope. Keep standing back up, because you never know where you can end up and who you can help to inspire. I'm very, very blessed. Benzos were one of the things that I was on. The PAMs, as I called them, or we called them back when I was on them. There was, some opiates for my use. And when I started coming off everything, I was lucky enough to have a psychiatrist that was very specific in helping me. Like when I moved, I was only allowed to come off one at a time. And I had to come off them her way, which was fine. But I mean, we didn't take it slow, but we took it smart, if that makes sense. And I'm very thankful that I got off of all of that, and I, quit smoking cigarettes, and I quit using street drugs. But it's hard, and I have faith that your girls can do it. And I have faith that anybody out there who is afflicted with this disease can do it. It's possible. It's hard, but it's possible, and, cannabis and mushrooms really help to detox, and we've learned other things can help to detox, as you've said, the kratom and the amanitas, and then I've learned, and I wish I had learned it sooner, but I learned that to make sure you stay sober, you have to heal the inside, because it's one thing to detox, but it's another thing to stay there. And you've got to heal yourself to stay there. And that takes work. And that's, I've learned over the last few years that it's not a one and done. Like my first iboga, I came out of it and I felt friggin' phenomenal. And the glow lasted for just over a year. But it's never just a one and done. It takes continuous work. You can't just go take the medicine and then say, I'm healed, and go on about your business. There's integration to do, and sometimes you need to go back for the medicine. Not every time, and not every person. But yeah, never give up, because there's a lot of help out there, and there's more help showing up every day.
And the lot of help, not just in people, but in the medicines. There's a lot of medicines. The medicines all, just the same as pharmaceuticals. There's a lot of pharmaceuticals. So, some people go, I tried mushrooms, it didn't do anything, and they don't look any further because they read that mushrooms do this or can do this. Don't give up. The big thing I'm doing is, I'm finding is they all speak different languages, and they all induce levels of healing, all of them. And, once you find the one that talks to you, you learn a lot more about who you are. But they all take you on that pathway to healing.
Yep. You just need to want it. You are the important ingredient, the most important ingredient in that scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, because healing didn't come till I actually started going, I need to heal. Right? You just keep getting banged and thumped and bumped, and it's like, hey, what's going on here? And then you realize, oh, I got to make some changes.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. And then, if you're on this side of it, make sure you just continuously show love, and you continuously keep your hand out, without judgment. Trust me.
And saying thank you.
Yeah.
And saying thank you.
Anybody that is in addiction knows, they know what they're doing. Well, they not necessarily that they know what they're doing, but they know the risks. I don't think anybody in it doesn't know the risks. Like we all knew what we were potentially doing to ourselves.
Yeah, once you're in there, you know what it is for sure. Then it's just hard to get out.
Yep. So if you're going to help somebody, do it with love, not judgment, and just keep loving your loved ones, because there is a chance. There's a huge chance.
I'm excited to see what the future brings. 2024 is going to be pretty exciting.
It is. It is.
There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot to talk about.
I think so. I think so. One of the things that we were talking about last year that we were hoping to do this year, and Judy has only just gotten out of retreat, so I'm going to reach out to her, and we are thinking about having an online cacao ceremony run through the show with Judy Machado. She was a guest that we had on last year, cacao facilitator, and the lady that I went and took my cacao course with. So watch for details on that. There will be a way for you to order a cup of tea so you can steep the tea and join in the ceremony. And it is a cacao tea. That was one of the things that we were looking at doing, and I'm hoping that that we can make that one come to fruition sooner rather than later.
I think that'll be awesome, actually. Wow. We can put together a few more little things like that.
I think it's a big phenomenal
idea. Interactive podcasting. Ooh. You know what I did this weekend? I was over at my brother and sister-in-law's, and he's got one of those meta machines, the virtual reality whatever machine, and he goes, "Oh, you'll like this," and it was a shaman doing a ceremony, but he's right there in front of me through the whole thing doing, and it's all 3D. It was like, wow, it was pretty weird. But yeah, he's doing his chants and shaking the things, and it's like, wow, that was a pretty awesome. Glad it's getting used for something in the good.
Well, as far as we know, there could be subliminal messages going on in that,
Oh, yeah. It was kind of neat because he was like, hey, you'll like this. So there was a couple of them that I went in and looked at in the shaman end of things. And went, oh, this is because it's also got the 3D surround type audio as well.
So you can look around and.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. You're in the jungle. It was to begin with, I jumped and had to get back in, and it plays tricks on the brain though. Yeah. It was really pretty immersive and pretty cool. And there's the shaman right there, all painted up and doing his thing. Oh, so we're probably about at that time, eh?
We are. I was just about to say the same thing.
Ah, well, let me go to character. Well, it's that time again. Thank you for joining us here on the Mushie Moment with my co-host Cindy, myself, and our awesome guests, us. We're proud to be coming to you live from PaceRadioNet.net and CBG TV, and we'll see you next week with more exciting guests and more exciting information and much more love.
Bye.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at PaceRadio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
When you have a pain that's reached its peak, Legacy for 20, it's so unique. If organic cannabis is what you seek, here's your trusted partner 7 days a week. Suppository salves, vapes and drops, topicals, edibles, infused pop. Just when life seems like it ain't easy, at Legacy 420, enjoy a pop freezy. Lab tested products, make them the GOAT. Legacy 420 out on your road. Legacy 420 in Tyndonega Mohawk territory. Indigenous organic cannabis at its finest.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.